everyone, my name is Miranda and today I'm here to review the new episode of Shadowhunters, and I have to be honest with you guys, I was not a big fan of this episode. I feel like this is the first episode that I really just was like not interested in. I don't know. I have many issues and just none of the storylines really worked for me, but I am a fan and that means I take the good and I take the bad and I review it all. I think one of the problems was just none of the storylines really worked for me. Clary, I went back and forth on because like at first she was annoying me when she was like, we have to believe your sister, Luke, like she wouldn't do that, she's a good person, blah blah blah, and like Luke has obviously known this woman longer than you, and like I also know that she stabbed that girl in the last episode, so like for Clary to just be like, no, we have to trust her, we have to believe her, blah blah blah, was really annoying. But then Claire surprised me and was like, realized that that woman was, I can't say her name, Cleo, can I just call her Cleo? That Cleo was playing her like a fiddle and was like, oh no, we should still follow her into this clearly trap, but you know, at least we know that it's clearly a trap. And then Luke was like, no, we should bring her to the clave, so they just started fighting again, as if, like, she believed her and Luke didn't believe her. Like, it was just the same argument, just over different things. So I got frustrated because I was like, Clary, don't do this, because, like, if you know, that's one of the issues I have with Clary in the books, is that she's very, I don't know, she, like, just got introduced to this world, but at the same time she thinks she knows everything, and she wants to see the good in the people, and I like that about Clary, you know, that she wants to see the best in people, but at a certain point, it's like, step back, honey, and know that Luke knows this woman a lot better than you do. So, I don't know. I mean, it all worked out in the end, I guess, but I was just super frustrated. And then Jace, I don't even know what's going on with Jace. I just read a post on Tumblr recently that I really loved that was saying, like, how they're super impressed with Jace and that he's been kind of dealing with all this crap. He's been kidnapped. He's been, you know, kind of manipulated by his father. He learned he had demon blood. No one wants him at, like, Aldertree is trying to get rid of him. He's still working very hard and trying to be a mature person. Well, that got thrown out the window this episode because I don't know. Like, I get that Jace is like, you know what, I tried and, you know, fuck bitches, get money was kind of his theory with Aldertree just trying to kick him out, and I don't know, like, I don't know, because on one hand, like, I want to see more of a sassy Jace, because that's how he's in the books, but on the other hand, this was just stupid, like, I don't know, I was just so not impressed with him, like, it just seems skeezy and sleazy, and, like, he has the right to do what he wants, but at the same time, like, it just seemed so fuckboy that I was like, I can't even deal with it right now. I guess that's like the best way to describe it. He just turned into a fuckboy this episode, and I was like, ugh. But, you know, the one good thing was that, like, he dropped everything for Clary. When Luke was like, Clary's in trouble, he was literally like, what? And, like, ran out the door. So, I don't know. And then good old Isabel. I am so done with Izzy's drug line story. I think it's disgusting, and I just don't even like it anymore, like what it's doing to her character, and I hate that, like, that's her storyline this season, is like being a drug addict. And there's another show I watch, Blind Spot, that's also doing this to a character, and I am so just like done with it on that show too. Like, I think it's just a very weak storyline, and I was also reading how it's affecting people because it is not only a drug addict storyline, but it's how Izzy is also Latina. It's just like an unhealthy stereotype that the show is kind of perpetrating, and I really don't like it. I don't think it serves any function to the storyline. I just don't think, like, she's being, like, I know when she snapped at Clary and she snapped at Alec and everything, that was the drug withdrawal talking, and I get that. That's a thing that people deal with, but, like, to make it a plot point and, like, not really have any further thing, I'm just kind of, like, done with it. Like, I don't like watching it. I ended up starting to fast forward when she was trying to get Simon to bite her and going to the vampires, because it's not conducive to the story to me. Like, it's not doing anything. It's not moving her along. It's taking a woman who was strong and independent and could stand on her own and reducing her to this crumbling mess. And I mean, that is something that happens in real life. I don't mean to, you know, undermine that or anything like that, but I just think that for who Izzy was in being a Latina and being a female character that was so strong and so independent and so open and honest with herself and her sexuality, to reduce her now to this, I think is really kind of a slap in the face. So I just am not enjoying this storyline at all. Then we also have Alec and Magnus, who also had a somewhat strange storyline, because now all of a sudden Alec wants to take the next step in his relationship with Magnus, which is great, but when he went to do so, it was kind of like Magnus wasn't ready, which is where it got weird, because it seemed like Alec was only thinking of like, I'm ready, you don't have to worry about protecting me. But the thing is, every relationship is different. So just because Magnus has been intimate in other relationships doesn't mean he's necessarily ready to be intimate in his relationship with Alex, you know what I mean? So I wish there had been more of a conversation about that and being like, we don't have to rush this, it needs to be when we're both ready. And Magnus, I think we saw, is still, you know, going into this relationship with a bit of, you know, cautiousness, because he was surprised when Alex got him a gift and was really touched by that. And I think that's something that should be no big deal when you're in a relationship. You see something, you think of them, you buy it for them, and it makes their day. But he seemed really moved by it, which was really cute. I love that Alec got it for him, and to Alec, you could see it wasn't a big deal. He's like, I got it for you, you know, it reminded me of you, like, that's just a thing to do. But I think Magnus is still adjusting to this relationship, you know, and finding the path of, like, this all being the first time for Alec. And I didn't like that this scene when Alec went over to him and started kissing him and being like, I want to have sex with you, even though he couldn't say, I want to have sex with you, was more about Alec and how Alec is the unexperienced one. So he's the one that should be in control right now. I feel like it needs to be a mutually consensual thing. Like, we really didn't have Magnus seem that comfortable with what happened, and it was also very weird. It was unclear, like, if they actually did have sex, and if they did, I feel like it was very strange because I don't think it was given its proper due, you know, like it should be like a sex scene just like any other, but we didn't see really anything except them go in there into the bedroom and kiss. Like, it's not like saying you want to be gratuitous and like see two dudes make out, but you want to be treated like any other sex scene, and any other sex scene on TV, I think you'd at least see them in the bedroom. Like, we saw Jace and that random chick in the bedroom, so I don't think it's too much to ask. I don't know, I mean, I know that recently they had the writers switch, so I'm wondering if like maybe I actually am not liking the new writers as much as I like the previous episodes that had the new writers, because the show is getting a lot darker now. Like, I could barely see anything even when they were in the Institute. I was like, can someone please turn a freaking light on? I'm just so sick of all these shows that have to be dark, because like, not only is it so irritating to watch, but then I know people who try and make GIFs of it after and like do fan videos and stuff and, you know, like show their appreciation for the show, have such trouble with it because like they have to color and lighten the crap out of it to the point where it doesn't even look realistic anymore. So I don't know, as soon as like I saw that it was so dark, I was like, oh no, this episode ain't gonna be good for me. I mean, there were parts I liked. I liked Jace and Clary fighting on the rooftop. I thought that was really cool, and I liked that we're getting more towards learning about Clary's powers and how she communicated with the angel and seeing more of Valentine's overall plan, but I just think individually, none of these storylines worked. I mean, my favorite was Simon's, and when can I ever say that my favorite was Simon? So I just don't know. I feel like Izzy's storyline is taking her so out of character and just doesn't serve anything to her character. It just kind of undermines a strong female character. I feel like Clary was just kind of a ditz in this episode, which annoyed me, like she wasn't listening to people. I mean, it all worked out in the end, but it always works out for Clary in the end. Jace was just, I don't even know. He was just being a douche. And then Alec and Magnus, I feel like the writers may have to reevaluate that relationship to understand that just because this is Alec's first time with everything, it doesn't mean that it's okay for him to be the one taking the reins constantly and not asking for Magnus's input. So I hope they can improve upon that. And I don't know, the next episode looks like it could go either way, because like something with like there's like a fear demon or something that takes over them, so then Clary starts like attacking Alec and being like, you're a murderer, you shouldn't be here, blah blah blah, and then Alec looks like he like wants to jump off the roof or something like that. So I don't know, because I feel like that's not a trivial thing to mess with, to be like, for him to jump off the roof and want to like kill himself. That's not something that we just like, oh, it was just a cliffhanger. Like, that's, so I'm hoping they treat it right and they treat it good, because I feel like Clary and him do need to have a talk face to face where she's like, I don't blame you, because she said it to Izzy, but I don't think she's actually said it to Alex. So we shall see, but overall I really wasn't feeling this episode, you know? So if you've seen the episode, please feel free to leave your thoughts about down below, and also make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel down below if you don't want to make all sorts of new videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!